You graduated only from high school, didn't you? What? From the previously calm demeanor, the cold, disdainful voice made me doubt my ears. I thought you'd be outstanding since you're Kevin's brother, but a high school graduate. Jessica glared at me with contemptuous eyes. I didn't want to invite a poor high school graduate like you to our wedding, but Kevin insisted, so we spared a seat for you. I see. If that's the case, I have an idea. Idea? What can a high school graduate think of? Probably something worthless. Go ahead, tell me. Your job offer has been withdrawn. What? Jessica glared at me with a puzzled look. She didn't seem to understand the situation. Didn't you hear me? I said your job offer has been withdrawn. My name is Cody Martin, 40 years old. Since childhood, I was the type of kid who liked to quietly assemble small blocks. And once I got my hands on a screwdriver, I started taking apart toy trains and robots. I couldn't help but wonder what was inside the toys. What role did each of these small parts play? It bothered me so much. But as much as I enjoyed taking things apart, putting them back together was quite difficult. Whoever made this was amazing. Someday, I wanted to create something like that myself. So, thinking that way, I broke many toys and got scolded by my parents. My curiosity extended to household appliances, and I once took apart a rice cooker, leaving us no choice but to order takeout from a local deli for a week. It was only natural that I chose a career in manufacturing. After graduating from technical high school, I immediately got a job at a local factory. The factory was a subsidiary of a large corporation, and although I started with simple tasks, the company encouraged skill development through various challenges if you showed initiative and ability. I quickly became engrossed in the work because I loved working with machines. Even though I wasn't very good at socializing, I was surrounded by senior workers who generously shared their skills and knowledge. Not to mention my supportive boss, who makes every day at work fulfilling. However, focusing on work so much made me neglect the fact that I was already at this age. My parents aren't getting any younger. When I recently visited home after a long time, my brother was also there. Kevin, my brother, is 3 years older than me and has a personality opposite to mine. Since childhood, he's been sociable and loved physical activities. Kevin was always kind to me. He was the type of brother who would buy me snacks with his small allowance. I adored my brother. Even though I would lose sight of my surroundings when I got focused, he never got angry and would say, "Cody, you're amazing. You might become a great inventor someday." Serious yet cheerful, naturally he had many friends. He was smart and excelled in school. I was proud of him. And now, he's getting married. His fiancée was 10 years younger, but she seemed to be a reliable woman. When I saw my brother's face after so long, he looked incredibly happy, and I was really looking forward to their wedding. On the day of the ceremony, I was shown to the family waiting room, where the groom introduced me to the bride. "This is my wife, Jessica. Jessica, this is my brother, Cody. Nice to meet you." Jessica, dressed in a pure white gown, extended her hand politely. "Nice to meet you, too." I shook her hand nervously. After introducing us, my brother left, saying he had to greet some other guests. Left alone together, I was searching for a topic when I heard a dramatic sigh from beside me. "You graduated only from high school, didn't you?" "What?" From the previously calm demeanor, the cold, disdainful voice made me doubt my ears. "I thought you'd be outstanding since you're Kevin's brother, but a high school graduate." Jessica glared at me with contemptuous eyes. "I didn't want to invite a poor high school graduate like you, but Kevin insisted, so we spared a seat for you." Stunned by her harsh words, I was at a loss for words. "What's the matter? Surprised?" "Oh, don't worry, I won't tell Kevin that I don't want to have a useless high school graduate as a brother-in-law." Jessica narrowed her eyes and gave a cold smile. "Oh. Are you deceiving my brother?" When I managed to get the words out, she responded without any guilt. "Deceiving? How rude. I'm just not telling him. I hate low-educated, incompetent people. Education isn't everything. I work hard." "Work hard? At a dirty factory, just staring at parts on an assembly line?" "No, that's not." Her disdain for factory work made me angry. I tried to argue, but she cut me off. Go ahead and spend your life in a smelly factory. Kevin and I got job offers from a major corporation. We're worlds apart. A major corporation. You know PAG, don't you? Of course I knew it. It was a company everyone in the country recognized. I worked at a big advertising agency after graduating from Stanford, but I decided to switch jobs. Kevin too. Together with my brother. Yes. We were both looking for new jobs at the same time, and we got offers together. It's wonderful, isn't it? Something a high school graduate like you could never imagine. Jessica gave me a contemptuous smile. I was filled with disbelief. I can't believe the woman my brother chose was such a horrible person. Should I tell my brother what just happened, even if it might ruin his happiness? But could he truly be happy marrying someone without knowing her true nature? As I was contemplating this, my brother returned, smiling brightly. It looks like the ceremony is about to start. We should go. Yes. Enjoy the ceremony. Noticing my cloudy expression, he peered into my face. Cody? You look pale. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm really looking forward to the ceremony. I managed to muster a smile as I sent my brother and Jessica off. Thanks. See you later. As Jessica's beautiful dress swished away, she whispered to me, "Don't think I'll let you get away if you tell Kevin." A chill ran down my spine. Watching their backs, I couldn't hide my unease. After the solemn ceremony, we moved to the reception hall. With grand music, the bride and groom entered, and Kevin and Jessica's wedding reception began. Surrounded by friends and family, they looked absolutely happy. But I couldn't genuinely celebrate for them. I couldn't enjoy the series of luxurious dishes from the bottom of my heart. After the congratulatory speeches, there were cake cutting, introductions, toasts. And the bride and groom re-entered the room after a wardrobe change. The doors opened to a loud cheer. The bride, now in a colorful dress, was escorted by my brother, the groom. The table round began. The bride and groom, carrying a candle, visited each table, finally reaching the family table. Jessica smiled brightly as my mother complimented her on how beautiful she looked. As she lit the candle and started to step back, her hand touched my glass. With a loud clatter, the glass fell to the floor. Staff rushed over, but my suit was already soaked in wine. Oops, I'm sorry. In that moment our eyes met, I realized it was intentional. Her eyes were smiling. While I was changing in another room, the ceremony was nearing its end. I never imagined I would be treated like this by someone who would become my sister-in-law. Kevin must be unaware of her true nature. I was torn about whether I should tell him. The ceremony ended while I was deep in thought. They were going to a second party with friends, but the family's activities ended here. Thank you very much. Jessica bowed to my parents, seeing them off. Before leaving, I said a few words to Kevin. Congratulations today. It was a beautiful ceremony. Thanks. Maybe you'll be next. No way. It'll be a while for me. Seeing my brother laugh and say such things, a pang of pain hit my chest. How would he feel if I told him what Jessica had said to me? Knowing my kind brother, he would surely be hurt. Kevin, your mom is calling you. Called by Jessica, Kevin waved to me and said he'd be right back. Once Kevin was out of sight, Jessica glared at me with sharp eyes. Did you tell Kevin anything? No, nothing. I answered, looking down. Pleased with my expression, she smirked nastily. Even if you did, he wouldn't believe you. He's head over heels for me. Is that so? We'll be happy, so don't worry. Just stay out of our lives from now on. I didn't want to be involved with Jessica either, but thinking about my brother, I couldn't leave it alone. Even if it meant hurting him, I felt he deserved to know the truth. I made up my mind. I see. If that's the case, I have an idea. Idea? What could a high school graduate think of? Probably something worthless. Go ahead, tell me. Your job offer has been withdrawn. What? Jessica glared at me with a puzzled look. She didn't seem to understand the situation. Didn't you hear me? I said your job offer has been withdrawn. What are you talking about? At that moment, my brother came over. What's going on with you two? You seem deep in conversation. Kevin, perfect timing. Jessica seems to be declining her job offer from PAG. What? Her voice filled with anger startled my brother, who looked at Jessica in surprise. Jessica hastily cleared her throat and asked me, trying to cover it up. Cody, what do you mean by that? I thought it would sound better to say that you declined rather than that the offer was withdrawn. As I tilted my head, Jessica's temple twitched. Declined, withdrawn, what do you mean by that? Well, I mean exactly what I said. I'm sorry for the late introduction, but this is my job title. When I handed over my business card from my pocket, Jessica's face changed color. What is this? My brother also looked at the card with a puzzled expression. Human Resources Manager, PAG Corporation. That's a lie. Jessica screamed, forgetting my brother was beside her. Stop messing around. Making a fake business card, aren't you ashamed? Fake? I don't have time for that. Wasn't your interviewer named David? Oh. Yes, David. It was on his name tag. How do you even know the interviewer's name? Jessica mumbled, stunned. My desk is near his. That's not what I'm asking. What is this about being the HR manager? Do you think you can get away with lying? My brother was shocked at Jessica's furious outburst. Jessica, why are you so angry? Kevin, it seems Jessica misunderstood me. Misunderstood. But Cody, when did you move to HR? I also got a job offer from PAG, you know. Despite his confusion over Jessica's behavior, my brother addressed me. Kevin, I'm sorry I didn't tell you. I actually knew you were coming. But David told me to keep quiet until it was officially announced. Though I had been asked to keep it a secret, I apologized to my brother for not telling him. Well, that explains it. I knew you were sent to the parent company, but I didn't realize you had transferred permanently. Jessica. Cody has been with PAG all along. Kevin, shut up. Jessica suddenly yelled at him, and my brother fell silent, wide-eyed. Jessica, who couldn't follow the conversation, trembled and asked me. What do you mean? I thought you were a high school graduate working at a factory. Why? Yes, I was working at a factory, as you look down on. A subsidiary of PAG. A subsidiary. As Jessica turned pale, I explained the situation. Just as she said, I was a high school graduate working at a factory. It was a factory of a subsidiary of the giant corporation PAG. Of course, there was a vast difference in treatment between the parent and subsidiary companies. However, seeing my dedication, my then supervisor arranged for me to be seconded to the parent company to learn advanced techniques. I seized this opportunity and worked hard at the parent company. Learning new skills and knowledge I had never known before was truly enjoyable. But after acquiring a certain level of skills, I noticed a problem within the company. There was an issue with passing on these wonderful techniques to the next generation. I informed the person in charge at my assignment about the issue. He seemed to have noticed it too but didn't expect to hear it from me. As a secondee from a subsidiary, I wanted to help however I could, but I felt like I was overstepping. However, my concerns reached higher-ups. Surprisingly, they asked if I would join the parent company. When I asked for time to consider, they even promised a managerial position if I accepted. My supervisor at the subsidiary was thrilled when I told him. He was the one who had given me numerous learning opportunities. As I struggled to decide, fearing I wouldn't repay my debts if I left, my supervisor said, "If you stay at the parent company, you'll be able to do much more than you could here. Become influential there and support our factory. But I don't know if I can rise that high. Plus, I joined because I love working with machines, and now I'm in HR. That's why you need to find people like you. Bringing those kinds of people to the factory will improve our technology. Right, creating an environment where people can learn, just like I did." I started to see a vision. To smooth skill transfer, nurturing young talent was crucial. My job was to create a supportive environment for motivated young workers and skilled technicians. See, now you're interested. Once you finish, you can come back to tinker with the machines. Will you wait until I return? Are you saying you don't want me to retire? We both laughed. With my supervisor's encouragement, I transferred to the parent company. There's no way. A high school graduate being the HR manager at PAG. Jessica, you've been calling Cody a high school graduate repeatedly, but that's not appropriate. Kevin chided her. Jessica, with an incredulous look, glared at my brother. If you had properly informed me about your brother, I wouldn't be in this situation. I did introduce him. I always said Cody has incredible focus and would achieve something great someday. That's not what I mean. Jessica interrupted, half crazed, and yelled. He's just a high school graduate who couldn't get into college. Jessica, you're mistaken. Cody is highly capable. How? He didn't even go to college. Unlike me, who had no clear goal and just aimed for a good university, Cody always knew what he wanted to do. When I said I wanted to work right after high school, no one objected. Everyone understood my aspirations. They believed in what I wanted to do. It was a blessing. Going to college doesn't make you superior. Cody wanted to work in a factory, so he chose that path. Knowing that there were people who understood me this way was a blessing. Both at work and at home, I realized how fortunate I was with the people around me. His respect for craftsmanship, dedication, and tireless effort is why he succeeded. Someone like him, succeeding. Jessica's brows furrowed deeply. Cody loved working with machines and respected those who created things. His desire to improve and learn made him deeply focused. I always admired that about him. Kevin. I was filled with surprise and joy to hear this from my kind, talented brother. Shut up. You're in on this too. Both of you are conspiring against me. Conspiring? I don't understand what you mean. Please calm down. Kevin said, looking saddened by Jessica's change. I didn't want to see my brother's sad expression, so I considered staying silent. But I couldn't stay silent. What do you mean? Are you saying I'm inferior to a high school graduate? Don't be ridiculous. I graduated from Stanford. At those words, my brother looked down sadly. Jessica, maybe I misunderstood you. What do you mean? What did I do? Seeing Jessica repeat herself, my brother probably realized that his words weren't getting through to her. My brother looked at me, prompting me to speak. Kevin, I'm sorry, but Jessica can't join our company. We can't work with someone who speaks like this. Besides, Jessica isn't suited for manufacturing. Can you understand that? Yeah. Jessica seems a bit upset right now. We'll talk it over at home. Jessica, let's go. Please don't say anything worse. What do you mean I'm not suited for it? What do you know? I sighed softly. She still didn't realize that the factories she mocked were essential to manufacturing. Manufacturing is not just about developing and selling products. What are you talking about? I know that. Factories produce the products. Without the factories that you belittle, manufacturing wouldn't exist. You don't have any love for creating things. Jessica bit her lip and glared at me. People who can't respect those who make their company's products aren't suitable for us. I told her firmly. Her face reddened and she gritted her teeth. You're kidding. You brothers are both trash. A worthless high school graduate and a coward who won't defend his wife. Give me back my life. She screamed loudly as my brother pulled her away. Jessica, let's go. This is our problem now. Though my brother looked sad, there was nothing more I could do. Their relationship had reached a point beyond repair. Jessica, dragged by my brother, left my sight. And I never saw her again. After a discussion, my brother and Jessica decided to divorce. It was a swift divorce, just 3 days after the wedding. My brother offered an apology to me, but Jessica refused to listen. Her pride couldn't accept apologizing to the high school graduate she had mocked so much. My brother, shocked by her attitude, realized that reconciliation was impossible. Jessica lost not only her job offer at a major corporation but also her husband who worked there. My brother was down for a while, but being the positive and cheerful person he is, I hope he'll thrive in his new company. As for me, I'm working hard to solve the issue of expert skill succession in the factory. I'm strengthening support for skilled workers and working hard to secure young talent. Nurturing young talent is about creating the future of our products. I want to connect our products to the future. I believe that's why I'm here now. Since I was originally seconded from the factory, I knew many people there. They find it amusing that I was poached by the parent company and give me their candid opinions, which I greatly appreciate. Hearing their feedback, I aim to create a better working environment. Today, I had promised to have lunch with my brother at the company cafeteria. He spotted me and waved. The delicious aroma filling the cafeteria made my stomach growl. Today's special was fried chicken. I'll eat to my heart's content and then work hard in the afternoon. Every bit of effort contributes to a brighter future.